Super excited to be here with you guys. Thank you for sharing the information about Studio 2050 with your members and constituents. So my name is Monica Guevara. I am here representing the Energy Trust of Oregon. I'm a subcontract under them. And so just a little bit of background about how this came about is that Energy Trust of Oregon does a lot of really great work in terms of energy efficiency and utilizing a little bit of everyone's bill to make sure everyone's buildings, homes, schools, etc. are as efficient as possible and that we're really utilizing as much clean energy as we can. And so along those lines, they're also thinking about how do we make sure that we have the workforce that we need for tomorrow's buildings. So not just building for today, but building for the high performance, grid interactive buildings that are going to be the future of, what we see in front of us tomorrow. So, and how do we make sure it represents the full potential of Oregon in terms of skill set, in terms of diversity in every sense of the word. So they put us to work to research and, AFO has been fantastic in terms of having, a bunch of different resources available and information about programs. We learned a lot through that. We basically identified this juncture point where maybe Energy Trust could be really impactful. So we said, at the university stage, people have already pretty much identified what they want to study and what they want to do, but there is still a potential that maybe there isn't enough funding to graduate, maybe they don't get connected to the right spaces, maybe they can't really, get their licensure or really go into it. So is that a point at which we could provide a lot of like strategic support to students to make sure that they do graduate in whatever is their passion regarding buildings? So we put together a cohort and called it Studio 2050. And so the idea is that we provide stipends to students, we provide monthly virtual trainings, a couple of in-person, really enriching kind of walkthroughs of high performance buildings, connect them to internships, and also connect them to mentorship. So I think I put it in the chat, but it should be in the chat, just a little bit about Studio 2050 itself. But yeah, so we launched through the efforts of a lot of great partners such as AFO. We received more than enough applications, really competitive applications. So just for context, this program is really built for students of architecture, engineering, especially like mechanical and electrical engineering, construction management, and real estate development. So those are kind of the four big majors we were targeting. And then in terms of schools, we really focused on Portland State, Oregon State, and University of Oregon. So we have designated 15 slots for this kind of academic year cohort that kind of culminates in that internship next summer. We just closed the applications this Sunday, May 31st. So for those 15 slots, we received a little over 50 applications from folks. And this is just kind of doing very kind of guerrilla marketing, we'll call it, of making sure our partners knew that could really get us kind of the students that we were looking for. So we're really pleased with the reception and the appetite that students seem to have for this type of program. So I come back to you because we will be having a mentorship component to this as well. And so the idea is that we will be kicking off the cohort in October. We'll be having monthly sessions. Sometime in January, we'll probably be having a training for mentors. It may look really similar to what AFO currently does. And then we would have at least 3 meetings between mentors and mentees. And so these are all university students that would be sophomores through graduate students in one of those 4 majors. And would be kind of about halfway through their cohort, thinking about, what internship connection they'll be having, where they'll be having their professional experience. And then just wanted to give you a couple of details because we know we've started accepting a few students from the priority application list. So we have representation from all 3 universities. It's about even through all of them. We have about 4 sophomores, 2 juniors, 3 seniors, and 1 grad student. And we also really wanted to focus on having a good representation from all the majors. So we have 4 architecture students, 3 construction management so far, 1 engineering, but we have a lot of engineering applicants. So I have no idea that will go up, and 2 real estate. And 1 is a minor in real estate as well. So we're aiming for it to have at least 3, from each of the majors. And I think we'll definitely meet that with this cohort. Yeah, so the commitment for mentorship would be commitment to participating in a training, probably sometime in January, commitment to 3 1-hour meetings with mentees, and that could be virtual or in person, between January and kind of June, July of 2027. So giving people lots of advance notice. I know people like to plan, like to schedule things out. So yeah, this is just kind of letting everyone know what is coming up in terms of mentorship opportunities. Um, yeah, and hoping that our other kind of dream for this program is that by combining these kind of teams together, these are going to be kind of like the networks and team collaborations of the future working on buildings, right? These design professionals in the field, and that they can also be your future network as well. Um, so with that, I think I put it in the Miro board, but I'll also put it in the chat, just a little link. So if you're interested in mentoring, this is not a commitment. You're not signing your life away just yet. You can just fill out this quick interest form. It's just like a little one-pager just to give us an idea. And we'll probably be reaching out in the fall just as we have a better idea of like the full cohort and its components and who is a part of it, as well as like whose expertise we have in the room and do some matching that way. So I'll pause. Any questions? Any excitement?
I think it sounds like a great program. I am curious with the mentorship, and then it sounds like they go into a summer internship. Is that going to be with people who are part of the mentorship program?
So it could be, but we're not requiring that it be
Okay.
that way. We intentionally will be having another kind of like mentor within the internship firm. But we wanted to give students as many touch points within the industry as possible. And if your firm is interested in being an internship kind of employer, then yeah, definitely connect with me or let me know, and I will connect. It's another person doing the internship coordination, but we're definitely actively looking for intern employers as well.
And do you imagine most of the mentorship is virtual or in person at the firms?
I imagine it'll probably be a lot virtual. Just at this point, during this January through July stage, like most of the students will still be in school. Not everyone is in Portland. I imagine a lot of the employers are in Portland. So just by virtue of geography and scheduling, I imagine a lot will be virtual. I'll put my email in the chat as well if you're an employer that's also looking for internships. There is also the other thing I should mention, there is a subsidy to the internship employer firms of $8,000. So just to help out with, we know there's costs to taking on interns and training and connecting them. So just, kind of acknowledging that as well.